Well, I'm excited to see Brandon Waddell go out there against a really good Florida team. Certainly Florida showed last night what they're capable of offensively. They got a lot of threats in their lineup and have been playing good, consistent baseball all year. But Brandon Waddell's been in this situation before. He's pitched in these big games in Omaha, a couple of them last year, so he knows what to expect. He's been on this big stage, and I'll tell you, he's got more experience than anybody that can start for us right now, and he's certainly the guy that we'd want facing them tomorrow night.
Did you watch the Miami-Florida game?
I did, yeah.
What did you think about that fourth inning when they scored 11 runs?
I mean, certainly Florida was opportunistic, but I've had a chance to see Florida play a number of times on television this year, so an inning like that doesn't really happen in the College World Series, because the level of the teams are so good. So, you tip your hat to them for their ability to go out and have an inning like that.
Brian, you've kind of won with timely hitting in the NCAA against a team with an offense like that. Might it take more than just a couple runs in the 8th and 9th?
Probably, but you never know. I think that a lot of it comes down to our starter and how Waddell does, and does he keep us in the game for the first 6 or 7 innings. And if he does that, that formula has worked for us in the postseason this year, and certainly it will be tested tomorrow night.
Josh didn't throw a lot of pitches yesterday. With a day's rest, could you go 3-4 again if needed? I
don't think, I think you're probably looking at 1 or 2 max out of him, tomorrow night. But we'll see. He was very, very efficient. I think he threw just 40 pitches in the 3 innings. So, we won't have him probably as available as he was yesterday. But we were in a position yesterday we needed to win that first ball game, and I just felt it was the right time to make a switch with Connor.
How about it's kind of ironic that Coach O'Sullivan, the Florida grad, the UVA grad's playing Florida, Coach Kuhn, the Florida grad playing UVA. But what about the job? I mean, as a Virginia grad, I guess you admire people that came from Virginia, and Coach O'Sullivan, what he's doing with Florida. Just how do you look at that program?
Well, I look at the Florida program with a tremendous amount of respect. I mean, they've been really good for a long time. I think Coach O'Sullivan's taken them to a new level. Certainly, I knew Coach O'Sullivan back when he was an assistant at Clemson, and did a tremendous job there. And he's a great baseball guy and a great recruiter, and so they're going to be good year in and year out, and so I've got a great respect for him, and I admire what he's done there in Florida. That's not an easy place to do it in. So.
You mentioned this a little bit, but especially in a spot like this, how valuable is that big game experience Brandon has?
Well, I think it's pretty valuable. Last year in the championship series against Vanderbilt, Brandon came out and threw that complete game for us with our backs against the wall. So, he's been in the big games here for us for 3 years, and I'll tell you what he won't back down from it. And hopefully he makes his pitches.
How about, given the format out here, how big does that make this game tomorrow?
It's really big. When you're in the Saturday-Monday bracket, if you're fortunate to win that 1-0 game, then you don't play again until Friday. So it's a huge advantage. We were in that position last year where we went 2-0, and I think it made a big difference for us. So certainly it's the biggest ball game of the tournament to catapult you to that 2-0 game.